All right, good afternoon, everybody. Good evening, everyone. This is your main man, Darius Nolan. I am a different echelon on the Different Echelon podcast. So very excited today. This is the month of January. Today's date, I believe, is the 11th. February the 11th, 2021. It has been quite a year already. I can't believe we're already in the second month of this new year. 2020 was very trying. But we're here for fresh starts. We're here for new things. Very, very happy to be here today. So anyway, today is Thursday. We're going to get into this whole month of February. Just kind of like as a pagan holiday in America, we celebrate something called Valentine's Day, and we kind of celebrate the whole aspect of love. We celebrate the whole aspect of caring, giving, and things of that nature. And as you well know, pretty much connected to any holiday in America, there is gift giving and whatnot. For those of you who have sweethearts and such, we have, Valentine's cards, we have roses, we have chocolates, we have dinner, we have elaborate gifts. They can be cars, it can be various different things. But nonetheless, this is the month of love. So we're going to get into it. I have some very special guests that are going to be here today talking with me. Long-time friends, long time friends. We've been through some things together and very happy that they decided to join me today. They took their time to join me, so I'm very honored and pleased for that. But nonetheless, we get into a few, I guess we could say current events first. As you guys know, our former President Donald J. Trump is being, I guess not going to say tried yet, but there's an impeachment situation that is live before him. The senators and the House staff, House managers are petitioning, Congress and such to impeach this man. He's already out of office, but they're looking to impeach him to keep him from getting all the perks or any of the perks that former presidents are received, such as a salary, such as a security for life. Oh, and even he's a one-term president, so there is a possibility that he could run again. So they're trying to keep that from happening. What happened with the insurrection that happened back, I believe it was January 6th of this year, was something that was another mark or bad stain on America's history, how those guys came into the Capitol building, so on and so forth. Some believe they were let in. We saw the video, you make your own determination. But that's what's going on right now. That's a pressing issue right now. But so we're going to keep that in prayer. This is not a religious podcast, but we do believe in who we believe in. So I'm keeping that in prayer. But nonetheless, more onto more positive things. We're going to talk to some friends of mine and a quick introduction, and we can kind of get into it. In fact, I'm going to let them do their own intro. We're going to bring them in right now.
Hello,
guys. How you doing?
good. D, how you doing?
I'm doing
We're
very
doing
well.
great.
Yeah,
Doing great.
excellent. So let me introduce you to the fans, to the followers, to the supporters of the Different Echelon podcast. These are my very dear friends, dear to my heart and dear to my soul. Mr. and Miss Terrell and Latoya Heyward. How y'all doing?
Good,
Great.
D.
Doing great.
Excellent. So we're just gonna go down, take a walk down memory lane. All right. So we're gonna edit this very nicely. So I'm gonna start. So we met. Let's see. I met Latoya first, probably around 2010, something like that. We all went to church together, praising the good Lord together. And I remember meeting Terrell on a men's conference. I'll put it like that. And he and I hit it off right away. I'm originally from New York. He's originally from New Jersey. So we kind of had that thing going. And we hit it off right away. So at the time, these two were not together. So I'm going to let y'all talk. Let everybody know, kind of like, first question is, how did y'all get together?
You want to say something?
Well, my version of it is, I believe you introduced us.
Right.
And you said, Toya, this is Terrell. Terrell, this is Toya. You said, yeah, she can cook. She can do this. She can do that. Yeah. Giving him a little of everything. Yeah. An overview of what I could do.
Yeah.
And I remember him he touched. Well, we shook hands, and the first thing he said to me was he said, "You have such a beautiful smile," and I started smiling and haven't stopped smiling since.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it was a smooth ride.
That was downright lovely. So you put that New Jersey charm on it, right, T?
Yeah, I had to put a little swag on her. That was yeah, but right after church, you introduced us, and we just started talking from there. And
yeah, we Toya and I, we have a mutual acquaintance. I'll put it like that. And you were always at my house, and I got a chance to meet. I got a chance to know her. And honestly, Terrell, I thank you for the credit. Both of y'all always credit me to introducing y'all or hooking y'all up, so to speak. I take that as an honor because at least I don't get the blame for it. It's more like credit, so credit is more positive. So you guys are still together to this day. But as I could remember, you guys were in previous marriages and getting out of them. At the time, and I hope you don't mind if we speak on that. I mean, I already said it. So, but I know there's no shame in your game. So, this is one of the things. We're over 40, all of us are, and we've lived life. And I had a guest on a couple weeks ago that said, Darius, you don't really figure out who you are until you turn 40. So I know Terrell, and if you want to speak on it, that's cool. Tell me like the transition, and Toy, I want to hear your side of it as well, like the transition of coming out of previous marriages and coming into a union. Like, what was some of the things that you guys had to face?
You can go ahead first.
For me, it was just I wanted something different. I didn't look for the same thing I had. So Toy she's totally different. She's more laid back than what I had, more she's just different, So I think when I met her, it was more like, she looks like somebody I can really kick it with, and we just hit it off. My previous marriage, it was kind of rough. We weren't saved. We were in the world and we were living, like, in the world, and it was kind of hard, you know what I'm saying? So when I got with Toya, it was more like praying. What I'm saying? I wasn't praying before. Before when I first got married, the first time I was at the altar singing, I think I better let it go. Seemed like another love TKO. You know what I'm saying? I was sitting at the altar, you know what I'm saying? So with Toya was just totally different. I think I wanted somebody godly, you know what I'm saying? And instead of just somebody.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Toya, what do you have to say about that?
Well, for me, my previous was from high school through college, young adult. So it was like a whole 15-year thing. And of course, I was abandoned in that marriage.
Right.
It was very heartbreaking, but for me, I was able to find out who I really was through that. Some people may look at it, oh yeah, it was hurtful, it was painful, no one wants to be walked out on, but through that, it made me stronger. It made me not give up on life, because I knew that I had love to give someone. So if that person didn't want it, then I just had to go through the motions. I had to go through everything I went through to get to the next level in my life, to give it to someone who does want to receive the love that I have to give. Right. So for me, I think that it just made me, you think you know people, you grow up with them, but sometimes you can still grow apart. And I think that that's what happened. And when I met Terrell, he had a little bit of everything in him that I liked. He always made me laugh, always kept me smiling. I love the fact that he loved the Lord. That was something, because my life had changed from who I was and then who I was becoming. So he just was, he just was who I needed in my life at that time because I went through losing my mother. She died and everything. So I was just in a different place in my life where when he came into my life, he was able to help me and just grow and go to my next level in my life. And we were able to share it together. We met and we dated for a year. And we were married like within a year, and now we going on 13 years together, almost 12 years of marriage.
Wow. And that's a big deal. Thank y'all for sharing that with us because, this is one of the things that actually hinders people from moving forward is that number one, they cannot let go of their past.
Mm-hmm.
Before that, they can't identify it as their past.
Mm-hmm.
And then once they identify it as their past, they can't let it go as their past. And then with that, they can't move forward. So you have to do those first things first before you can actually move forward.
Yes.
And I remember seeing Terrell, he always struck me as a very jovial guy. And I said, this dude is going to make Toya laugh a lot because she likes to laugh,
Yes.
Now, for those of you that know me, I mean, I'm kind of a jokester at times. So, I mean, she'd be like falling out, you know what I mean? And I said, God, man, Terrell and her are going to make a great, great couple.
Thank you.
Thank God that things have been working out. And I honestly did not realize, like my eyes almost fell out of my head when you said 12, 13 years, 11 years. Like I had no idea it was that long.
Yes.
And I remember, I like it was yesterday. I remember when I first met you, Toya. I remember when I first met Terrell.
Yeah.
And it's just so amazing, what God has done. Like I said, this is not a Christian or a religious type podcast, but I praise God because I know that He exists and He lives. And so, with that being said, we're gonna have a little fun. When you go into a new relationship and you guys went together or dated for a year and you got married very, very quickly.
Yeah.
That being said, like, what is one of the things, Latoya, I'll let you go first this time. What is one of the things that you learned about Terrell as his wife that you did not know about him as his girlfriend?
One thing I would say, he doesn't give up easy on anything.
Right.
He can face challenges in life. And I've watched him go through different things where I'm like, some people would give up. Some people will walk away from it and say, I'm not going to try this or that again. Different business adventures that he's tried and it may not have worked or whatever, but he's the one, he doesn't give up easy. Mm-hmm. And I had to learn that, and I'm looking like, man, I'll just stop. I'll just try something else, but right. He does not. He's a go-getter. Mm-hmm. And if this doesn't work this time, he will try it again.
Right.
So that's something I didn't know about when I first met him because we wasn't together long enough to be able for me to see that.
Right. That's actually very powerful. And I'm just going to say, like, as a leader of the house, you don't want someone that's going to give up easily. Right. And if I may say, what happens a lot of times is like, you're a team. And in that team, when somebody is slack, the other person has to pull the weight. They not only have to carry their own weight, but carry the weight of their spouse or their significant other. And it throws off the balance. And, life is all about balance. You understand what I'm saying? Like, we were in church all the time. Like, we essentially lived there. And I have to say, and I know y'all pastors now, I'm gonna be nice, but I have to say that you have to have a balance, not just in work and life, but you also have to have a balance in church and a balance in life. You know what I'm saying? Everything can't be one way. So I understand that. So I'm happy that you were able to identify that in him, and then he was able to be, because I know he inspires you to push, to push more yourself. Terrell, what is something that you found out about Latoya, once you guys got married versus dating?
Same thing. She's a fighter, man. She if she believes in it, she's going to fight for it. You know what I'm saying? She doesn't give up easy. You know what I'm saying? So, with her explaining about my business adventures, I
Right.
bumped a lot of heads. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I fell a couple, but she never gave up on me. And she always was right there by my side. So that right there, I didn't know that at first. But, as we kept going along, I kept seeing that fight in her. And I'm like, man, I can bend and blew it, and she's right there, you know what I'm saying, being by my side and helping me. And
Right.
I was,
Yeah, that's very powerful. And like you say, y'all have the same thing, and it's so funny because you guys seem like a perfect fit. And I'll tell you what.
Only God's grace.
Yeah, no. Yeah, no, I know. No, that all
Only His grace.
God.
Yes, sir.
It's so funny. Let me ask you a question, both of you. And you can answer in unison or you can answer individually. Once you guys got together and you realize how much you guys, were meant for each other, did it ever cross your mind like, golly, I wish I had met him or wish I met her 10 years ago or 20 years ago? Like, did you ever cross your mind?
Oh, yeah. And it's so funny because a lot of people we know, they run in the same circles. Like my aunts and her cousins are best friends. And we didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, man, I was bound to meet you, and it's
at
like,
some point.
Yeah. So it was like, wow.
Yeah. That's interesting because it does happen like that for a lot of people, And, as a joke, one of my coworkers likes to refer to his first marriage as his practice marriage. And, being a person that's also divorced, I can kind of see where a person gets that from. Not to minimize or diminish the marriage itself, because marriage is a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
But it is a trial and error kind of situation. And, a lot of people start one thing and then they go to something else. Some people start in the military to leave and then they go to college, or vice versa. Some people start in one career path and then they go in another direction. So there's nothing wrong with, pulling a plug when it has to be pulled, because, a lot of times we're in things because we got into it, but it does not mean that we have to stay in it. Because the more you stay in something, you're pulling your hair out, you're getting gray hair, or you end up with a heart condition or a serious health condition. So, speaking of the heart, my question to you, I'm gonna let Terrell go this time first. Terrell, when did you realize that you were in love with LaToya? Remember the moment? I need the moment. Brother.
The moment was, I think, after we started dating a little bit and had a little incident, and I told her, I said, you know what, I'm gonna marry you. It didn't take long. She was just so sweet, you know what I mean? Like, so willing to help me. Like I was in a broken state, you know what I'm saying? I was shattered, and got 2 kids and going through a divorce at 20-something years old, and it's like, man, I have nothing. And this woman was willing to be there and be like, well, you can do this and do that. And that right there, just like, it's like, God, dog, I can't let her go. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it didn't take, I was the first one to say, I love you too. And I said it like after a couple months, I was like, yo, I love you. And then she paused. She didn't say nothing. I'm like, did you hear me? I told you I love you, but it didn't take that long, D. It didn't take that long.
Toya, what do you say?
For me, I just saw it was just something about him. Like I just saw the potential in him. I just saw more. Even though when we met, he probably didn't like how he was in his current state of being at that time. But I saw beyond that.
Right.
And and one thing that I love, I didn't have any children at the time, but he did have 2 children. He didn't let me meet them at first. He wanted me to wait. I guess he wanted to wait until he was sure that I was the one.
That's smart.
But what I loved about that, he was in their life. He had them with him sometimes, and that meant a lot to me, because I didn't want to be with someone who had kids but wasn't taking care of them or wasn't involved. And when I saw that, I mean, I just love that. Like, how to see him with his daughter Ivy, even though now she's almost 18 in June,
and I'm like,
and but still, you know, they were like 4 and 6 when I met them. So, but just to see how he was with them, it just touched my heart. I love that.
yeah,
I didn't have that when I was young. So to see a male figure in their kid's life the way he was, it just touched my heart, and I was like, okay, I like him.
right. Yeah, straight mother to them, man.
Yeah. I know, and I have to say, you know, I couldn't imagine Latoya being any different way. She could be any other way. And the one thing that I feel, and I know you guys already, but you know, the authenticity, you know, that you guys have, you know, amongst each other, and it's very important that you are real. A lot of people won't show their real selves to someone they really care about for fear of losing them.
Yeah.
But you know, my mother, she always says it, you know, Darius, you know, the cover's going to come off after a while anyway. So you might as well, you know, not too early, you know, like you talked about, he waiting before, you know, you met his kids, so to speak. You know, but at some point, you know, once it does get serious, you have to show your true self. You know what I'm saying? And we're talking about, we have TJ and we have Ivy, right?
Yes.
And then we have Abigail, right?
Yes.
And how old is she now?
She'll be 5 this month.
Yeah.
Now, is she telling y'all what to do?
Always.
That's good. That's good. So let me ask you, how important was it to you guys to have, you know, a seed between the two of you? Some people do that to seal the relationship. You know, when you have, you know, like one person or both people have children outside of this particular union, they look to have children. Like, how important was it to you guys to have Abigail? You know what I'm saying? To seal it.
Well, I didn't think I could have children because that's what I was told by doctors for years. And of course, in a 15-year previous relationship, it never happened. Right. So when I met him, you got to be honest and you want to set the expectations. I told him up front that I was told that I may not be able to have children, just so he would know that. Right. And I remember like it was yesterday, he looked at me, he said, yes, you will have children. So I'm looking at him like, okay, whatever you say, it hasn't happened. I don't think it's going to happen, you know, but he always spoke that into my life. And went to many doctor appointments with me. We even got to the point where it was okay. We're good with TJ and Ivy. And then we decided to go through the process of foster care and adopt.
Yeah.
Because at that point, I'm like, it didn't matter if I birthed a child. I know children need love, and I was okay with that. And as soon as we went through all the classes to do the foster care, we completed everything. That final month, when I got the certificate in the mail for us, that's when I found out I was pregnant with Abigail.
Wow.
Yeah. We just got done with CPR and everything.
Yep, everything. But like you said, the importance, he never made me feel less than or anything like that. If anything, I felt that way many times. But he would always try to comfort me in that. But I think it was more or less, I was harder on myself because it was something that I couldn't do for him. Right. But and that's when we decided, well, we'll adopt, you know, and we were in agreement with that, and that's what we decided to do. And then, you know, Abigail came along, so we didn't have to go through that process again.
Yeah, and that's powerful. And she's a beautiful young lady. She's a split image of both of you. Like it's like you guys poured your ingredients into a bowl and stirred it up. And voila, you know what I'm saying? We have that. So you have a 5-year-old and you have how old is CJ?
He is 19.
Yeah, he'll be 20 this month.
Yeah, 20 this month.
So and let me say this real quick. There's a Yolanda Brown Magwood. She must be somebody you guys know. Yes. She sends blessings, and she co-signs on the story that you just told everyone.
Yes.
So we know y'all ain't lying.
That's right. She's Abigail's godmother. Yes.
Oh, excellent, man. Thanks for joining us, Miss Magwood. So, you have a 5-year-old. So what do you guys do? You're 12 years in, you have a 5-year-old, and, you're an older couple. What do you guys do for yourselves as a couple to keep the fire burning between y'all?
You want to start?
Date.
Y'all date each other, okay?
Yeah, we date, and this is not we get it in as much as we can. I'm just saying, we got to get it in. You know what I'm saying? There's no, you got to have that. Keep it fresh. You know what I'm saying? And that's something we do.
Yeah. And with him, like, we don't have to have our dating on a high scale.
No.
Spending time is very important to us.
Mm-hmm.
So it can just be like a movie night at the house. For us, we've went and had like sandwiches and fruits on the beach.
Okay.
Go to the park and eat sub sandwiches. It's like for us, we've made it fun and we made it us. This is our thing.
Oh yeah.
And sometimes it may be on a higher scale and we go out of town or, to a nice restaurant or whatever, but it doesn't have to be that way all the time.
Right.
But for me, the simplicity, that's what I remember. That's what touches my heart.
Mm-hmm.
He's more creative than I am. So he's spontaneous too. So I'm not that way. So I guess it helps. It balances us out.
Yeah.
And I love it when he's spontaneous. He'd be like, pack your bag. I already made reservations somewhere. Or, we're going out for, even if it's just one night, going away, but I love it. I just love it. And it just means a lot because it's important to spend that time because I want to know what you're thinking. He wants to know what I'm thinking, what's going on. And sometimes at home, you may not want to discuss it or you may not, you just don't open up like that sometimes. But when you're out riding, we go on car rides, long rides, and we're fine with things like that. Just to be together, we're good with that.
Yeah, that's very powerful because the one thing I'm hearing that you guys are friends. And it's very important. There's a song that I like by one of my favorite artists named Robert Glasper and Music Soul Child and Chrisette Michelle singing. But in the chorus, it says, I've learned in this life that you got to be with somebody you like. And, a lot of people are married to people that they don't even like.
Wow.
So to me, that's just like contraindicated for destruction. Like, I just don't understand, and one thing that marriage should not be, and again, I was in a marriage that did not succeed in that sense. It should not be painful. And when I say it should not be painful, it should not be painful physically. It should not be painful emotionally. It should not be painful financially. It should not be painful spiritually. And the one thing that I know you guys do is you guys pray together. I remember, in this certain church that we all used to go to together, Terrell used to pray heaven down because you had that in your heart. And it's not surprising to me to hear that you do these types of things for your wife and you do these types of things for him because it's in your heart. And you know what I'm saying? So it's not hard for you to show your love out of your heart. And that being said, I think about that book that was written some years back I think it's called The 5 Love Languages or something like that.
Yes.
What would you say is a love language that both of you guys share?
What was mine?
Mine's a service. Like, I love when she serves me. I just love it when she's serving.
Yes, he does.
Yeah,
he sits there like he's a king.
Like if she is like serving, like assists me with a task, like what I'm doing. Let me clean it up. So when like she assists me with something, like with the ministry and stuff, like she helps me do everything, and that right there gets my engine going. I'm like, dang, I want to just spoil her. You know what I'm saying? And really, just love her.
I don't remember what mine was, but
yours was
no, but you know what, Toy? It's public service too.
Yeah, I love like when he cleaned the house.
Yeah.
He's a fantastic cook. I love when he cook. Well, he always cooks, but I don't remember what it's called, but yeah, probably acts of service.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. And again, you guys are almost identical in how you guys are, and it just goes to show that the Heavenly Father put you guys together.
Yes.
And so it's very, very interesting. So, being married before, having kids, Terrell, you had your kids and you guys have a child together amongst you guys. What would you say outside of the example you've already given in regards to adopting and then having Abigail, because that was a tremendous blessing? What can you share with us as to one of your biggest trials as a couple? Where is it you needed each other to get through it? And then you know what I'm saying?
Say it again, D. One more time.
Yeah. What is something that you guys went through together that you needed each other to get through in order to succeed and be successful in it?
I think just basically living, I say, we have many, battles that we face, and I think that's the good thing about having companionship, about just having somebody there to work with you, like going through, I say for me, ministry stuff, church hurt, going through stuff like that, and just having her there to really, really, have my back and it all, you know what I'm saying? And like getting me to look at things different. You know what I'm saying? She gives me a different perspective. She always gives me a different outlook, because I may see things this way, but she comes and like I'm a man, so to me, it's
cut it off.
Yeah, I'm short with it. It's like, okay, it's done. But she comes and tries to make it more better. And there's plenty of times where we have faced rough situations where we really did need each other, like the passing of my mother, a rough time, and she was right there, to run my back and help me, overcome the situation. Going through rejection in the ministry, her being there to just run my back and just be like, babe, you got to keep going forward, things like that. So it's just she's always been that strong person I can talk to, and I don't just come out and say it.
No,
it takes me a minute to come out and say it. Like, and she, one thing that with wives or women, they get the rough, the uncut version of who you really are. You know what I'm saying? So we take out all of the frustration and everything, and they get that part. But she's never snapped. Like, who you think you're talking to? She's always like, I'm gonna just let you have your moment.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I know it's not all about me right now. It's about, so she's always been like a solid, just always been solid there, like never folded. You know what I'm saying? Right. And I thank God for that.
For me, I would say he pushed me to do things that I have sat on for years. Like, I started college years ago. Life happened, going through a divorce, losing my mother, so I just didn't go back. But when we would have conversations, I always spoke about it. Like, I want to finish what I started. I want to finish it. And he was like, okay, let's do it. Like he pushed me to go ahead and do it. Although it wasn't easy, because you still have a household, you still, got to take care of the home. But when I had work to do, like schoolwork to do, I'll cook, I'll do this. Like, he helped me. Not only that he encouraged me to finish, but he helped me as I was doing it, which kind of made it easier.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I would say just propelling me and pushing me to do what I've discussed with him that I didn't complete, and I knew in my heart I wanted to complete it. So
Mm-hmm.
just encouraging me to go ahead and do it. I've tried to sell different things, and any idea that comes to mind that I share with him, like I said before, he's a go getter, so he pushes me, be like, "Go ahead, try it." And if I decide not to do it, it's fine. But the thing of it is, if I spoke it to him, he's going to push me to go ahead and do it. If I say it to him, so that that's what I love about him too. Because I can be one, I'll start something and I'll stop. Especially
Mm-hmm.
if I'm not feeling it, like I'm not feeling like it's gonna go anywhere or whatever. He would still encourage me, keep going, Toya, keep going. And if I really figure out that no, this is not for me, I thought it would be, but it's not, and that's okay too. He doesn't look at me like, oh, you're a quitter or anything like that. He'll just wait for me to mention the next thing I want to try.
Right, right. And it's very important that you guys continue to help each other. It just appears to me that you guys have the heart for each other. And so it's very easy for you, number one, to be sensitive about the things that may be ailing your spouse, the things that may be on her mind or on his mind. And you see where you can do something. And one of the things that, kind of hurts marriages or relationships is that the one spouse or the one person or partner means well, but their execution and helping their partner is not the right one. So their efforts are looked at as like, it's taken in a negative way. It's not very supportive. And, they mean well, but the execution is just kind of faulty.
Mhm.
So what you have to pray for and what you have to focus on is how do I get through to her? How do I get through to him? Because it's very important that you get the message. Like a message is useless without good communication. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
It takes a giver and it takes a receiver.
It does.
And so it's very important that you have that good communication. And once again, like your I guess these are your members, Miss Magwood and Miss Jameson, LeVar Colbert. I guess how you pronounce the name. They are blowing up the comments. They love you so much.
We love you all too.
Terrell, they call you Pastor T. That's cute.
That's funny. That's funny. That's funny. Never thought that would happen.
No, man, it's all love. And speaking of that, we're gonna get into it a little bit. I remember when you called me, Terrell. You told me you guys were gonna get something started. I remember where I was and everything when you told me. And the first thing I said when I hung up with you was like this nigga really gonna start a church. Like, for real.
Tell me about it, D.
That's the
way I felt.
Start a church. But listen. I knew that you were for real, and anything that you do and you mean it, it has passion connected to it. And I heard it in your voice. And I think you asked me about some sound equipment and stuff like that. Yeah. And so, I see that you guys are flourishing. So real quickly, I want to hear and let us know how long you guys have been in ministry. Tell us a little bit about what the name of the church is and a little bit about the ministry, please.
We've been in ministry, what you want to say?
2 years.
2 years.
Okay.
The name of the church is Faith Victory Church. We're right here in Goose Creek, South Carolina. We're doing great things for the community. But it's we just out to serve God people, man, and teach the word of God. That's it, D. Nothing more, nothing less. Love God's people. Learning, that's it, man. Just learning how to love, like Jesus said, make disciples of all nations. That's all we're doing, and just staying humble as we do it, man. Seeking the face of God for guidance and understanding and clarity, and for wisdom most of all, man. But it's been a journey, and I'm happy to be on this journey. It's been a journey, and I wouldn't do it with nobody else. Great partner with it, and I think we're just gonna keep on doing it. Let the Lord keep leading us.
And for me, I didn't see this for my life, and I always tell my story about this. We just have to be in a place where it's not even about us or our life.
Yeah.
When you're living for God, it's, because like I said, I didn't see this for my life, but now that I'm in it, like, I'm happy, and I love who I'm with, or who God gave me, or who he gave me to him. But I'm just saying that we just basically want people to be free.
Yeah.
We want them to be them.
Yes.
Because we've experienced different things, and we want you to be who God has made you to be. And when he teaches the word, he teaches it plain and simple. If you don't get it, you don't want to get it, And that's just how it is. It's not about how you dress. It's not about what you have on. We love people in general.
Amen.
And our doors are open. We love to do outreaches to help people. That's something else that we do. We try to do it quarterly. Sometimes it may be more than that. But whatever idea God gives him to do, we're going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's very important. And one of the things that I had to refocus my walk with God and do exactly what you just said, which is to focus on helping God's people, and not just God's people, but all people. I used to be one that, and I'll admit this, I used to be one that was very critical of people who were not like me, in a general sense, like in a Christian sense. But, all the time we hear of people who were once Christians that now are with the Nation of Islam, for example, or people who have, gone from one religion, a faith-based religion, to another working religion. And we wonder why that happens. And that's because those religions that are receiving these people from Christianity, they are actually receiving them in their form without judgment. And that's one of the things that we have to learn to do. So as you well know, I play not just in the church house, but I see people for people. And it doesn't matter where I am, it doesn't matter where I go, people are always going to see God in my life. And I don't have to tell them anything.
Right.
It doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to go out there and wear a big old clergy collar. Right. You don't have to go out there with the biggest Bible or all of these papers and stuff. Like, you don't need all that. Somebody said to me one time that when it comes down to Christianity, the only Bible that someone may read may be your life living. So you have to present yourself in a way that is Christian-like and God-like and loving-like. That way, when people want to open up and talk to you, because what I realize, y'all, is that depression, suicide, discontentment, unhappiness, like you guys talked about your previous marriages, they are prevalent right now. And as we speak about these things, people are struggling. Somebody's got a bottle of pills in their hand. Someone has a gun. Someone has a rope. It doesn't matter. So what we need to do as people, and especially if we call ourselves Christians, which means Christ-like, we need to draw those people in and let them know that like you said earlier, Terrell, that it's not over. That you can get up from this and you can, be better. You can, I'm telling you, I listen to motivational speeches all the time, every morning. Les Brown was somebody I listen to, and he always says, if I fall, I want to fall on my back because I'm looking up. And if I can look up, that means I can get up. And that means a lot to me. And he doesn't mention anything about Jesus Christ or Allah or anybody else. He's just talking about basic life. So that's one of the reasons why I do what I do here. That's one of the reasons why I do what I do with music, because I want to draw all people to the light of positivity. You understand what I'm saying? So I commend both of you. And I'm gonna say this to y'all. You guys are very motivating to me to know that there's another chapter for me. You understand what I'm saying? I'm saying that, and I'm not ashamed. I'm on the internet, so it ain't coming from everybody heard me. You know what I'm saying? So it's very important that we all realize in whatever aspect we are in life, that we, realize that there is another day, like tomorrow is
Yeah.
coming and it's right here.
Yeah.
And sometimes tomorrow's on the other side of the door, but
Oh, yeah.
we open that door and then walk through it. Not the wrong
Yeah.
door, but the correct door. So I'm very, very encouraged by this conversation. Once again, you guys are loved. I've getting a lot of comments and you can see it. Once you get off of the broadcast, and I actually do have to close it up right quick, but I want to thank you guys for being a part of the Different Echelon family. It means so much to me to be able to share this endeavor with you guys, because you guys are 100 and you guys are for real.
Thank you. We appreciate you, Dave.
For sure,
Thank
man.
Yeah.
I love you guys so much. And I
love
thank
you too,
you guys
man.
for being a part of this. We're gonna have you on again for maybe some more of this other kind of stuff, because as I get requests and I get comments and stuff like that, they may ask, well, can we get them on again? And so I would love to, if you guys are amenable to it, love to have you guys on again. That we can talk about some more things in regards to, because there's so many layers of the onion of marriage. There's no one way to be married.
Right.
So, your experiences, as light as you may take it, that may help somebody. You know what I'm saying? And I believe it's helping people right now. So I thank you guys so much for doing it. Thanks for being a part of this. Thanks for being a part of my heart.
Thank you. Thank you.
We love you too, man.
We
We
love
thank
you
you for
too.
asking
It was a
us.
pleasure.
Yes, it was. We appreciate it.
Sure. Terrell, I'm still waiting for you to come with me to the gym.
You'll be ready.
No, it's all love, man. But just thank you for your support in this. So I'm asking you guys not to hang up. I am going to remove you from the stream, and but just don't hang up, okay?
Okay.
All right, then. Thank you guys. God bless.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sure.
Yes, sir.
All right. That was Terrell and Latoya Heyward. They definitely gave us some words of wisdom today in regards to marriage. They come from, a Christian background, and that's all good with me, as you well know. Thank you for their time, and we just want to encourage you guys to leave your comments on the stream. We are streaming live on Facebook, on the Different Echelon Facebook page, and my personal page, Darius Nolan. And also my YouTube channel. I'm a Different Echelon YouTube channel. So we're going to continue this month with various couples that are going to come in and give us their own take on relationship, their own take on marriages, their own take on whatever the case may be. So please stay tuned in upcoming weeks. As you well know, I'm going to be broadcasting and promoting these different couples, and we're just so happy, and this was great. I feel encouraged already about this. This was just so lovely that these lovely people came on and shared their love and their testimony with us in this story. So once again, this is the Different Echelon podcast. We are here to educate and to encourage and to enrich. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Please share this broadcast on Facebook. Share it through YouTube. You can send it by text. Do not be restricted in the way that you share this, and it's not for me. It is for somebody though, and I really appreciate it. So if you guys have any comments or any questions or even suggestions, some subject matter you want to talk about, please email me at darisnolan28@gmail.com. Once again, Daris, DARRISNOLAN 28 numbers 28@gmail.com. And I'm going to ask Latoya and Terrell to on this same, and then they can hear me on this same comment line to leave their information. I forgot to ask them, but leave their information for everyone to be able to get in contact with them. Because I know as pastors, they do marriage counseling and different things of that nature. So if you want to talk to them about that, please feel free to. Thank you all you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for being a part of this family as well. I love you all. You guys be safe. You guys stay socially distanced. Stay out of people's faces. Get your vaccine. Whatever you believe, just be safe. Okay. Love you guys. God bless you all. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.